Aggravating, frustrating, drive you crazy. Itchy scalp can seem impossible to cure, but it's not. And while there are a wide range of reasons for this condition to occur, fortunately there are many things that you can do, natural remedies you can do at home that will help put out the fire. So I'm going to share all those with you in this video. Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I want to thank you, first of all, for taking the last poll that we just did. Thank you so much for taking the time to vote in that poll. Those of you that did so, you subscribers, I really appreciate it. We will be setting up one-on-one consultations. So that's why I do the poll, so that when you do them, or when I put them out, you guys can look at them, tell me what you want first or what's really interesting to you, and then I go out and I get that done. So we will be doing that. If you're new to the channel, I'm Chris Gibson, and this is Chris Gibson Live, where we help you look good, feel good, so you can live good. And again, if you're new and you are interested in doing things like the polls that we do, please be sure and subscribe, because we do them all the time, and that way you get to participate and don't miss out on them. Okay, so itchy scalp, big problem if you have it, and I know it's not the most glamorous thing to do a video on, but it is a big problem out there, and a lot of people suffer with it, or I wouldn't get asked to do the video on it, right? So it can cause pain, swelling, dandruff, sores, all kinds of problems for you. The scientific name for it is called scalp pruritus. Pretty, right? And it's caused by something called seborrheic dermatitis. Say that 3 times fast. Well, that's a scientific name, and all that scientific jargon really means is, well, it sucks. Fortunately, there are some super easy, super effective treatments you can do right at home, so let's hit that like button and get right to them. The first one I'm going to talk about today is one that you guys have heard me talk about before for acne, and that is apple cider vinegar. And because apple cider vinegar is acidic, it lowers the pH of the skin. So when you use it in the hair as a rinse, guess what? It does the same thing, which means it's antibacterial and anti-inflammatory. So it's going to help draw down the bacteria that naturally grows on the scalp and can be irritating, at the same time very cleansing and balancing. So it's a great thing to use. It's also really cheap and all natural. So you know it gets those 2 votes for me right away. Very simple to do this. You just take 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar and dilute it with 1 cup of warm water and use it as a rinse. Now, if you're suffering right now as you're watching this and scratching your head, no pun intended, because this is serious and we're taking this serious, this rinse can do a whole lot. I've had scalp sunburn, and if you've ever had that, it's very painful, and there's not a lot of stuff you can do for it. So this also works on that. So it just talks to how great a product that apple cider vinegar, how versatile, even though it's inexpensive, how well it actually works. So if you're having this problem and you're having it right now and it's driving you crazy, a rinse with apple cider vinegar might be the thing to take the fire out right away. Up next on the list is something you might not think of as a treatment for this, and this is organic coconut oil. And organic coconut oil has a fatty acid in it, or saturated fat, called lauric acid. And lauric acid is microbial. So what happens is when you use this, it stops microbes from propagating in the scalp. It's also anti-inflammatory, and it's very soothing. So that makes it a great treatment after the apple cider vinegar rinse, to use a little bit of this oil and massage it into the scalp. It can go a long way to make a big difference, especially with dandruff. Now, what you might not know about coconut oil is that it's so soothing and calming and anti-inflammatory that it works extremely well on things like psoriasis and eczema when it's in the scalp. So that's really great, right? So if you have those problems, and sometimes a lot of people who come and find these videos on itchy scalp, these are the issues they have going on. So coconut oil is going to be a real good go-to for you. Now, another amazing thing that I didn't know and learn was that you can actually treat head lice with coconut oil because of its suffocating properties. It's fatty and oily, and if you mix it with anise oil, or you mix it with tea tree oil, which you all know tea tree oil is one of my favorites, it can also kill the lice. So it's actually an all-natural go-to lice treating treatment, which is kind of strange, but itchy scalp can be caused by this problem too, and a lot of you parents know that. So studies that were done on this showed that it was more effective than many of the treatments or the over-the-counter treatments for lice. So just another reason to say this is a really good option if you're having this problem. Another great essential oil that's good for this issue is peppermint oil. Now, the thing about peppermint oil is it's very, very potent. It's very strong. And you would use this to help decrease the itchiness of the scalp. It actually takes over kind of like a salve and decreases the itchiness. It's very potent, as I said, so you want to mix it with a carrier oil like olive oil or coconut oil. Those are going to work very, very well. Just, 5 to 10 drops of peppermint oil into like a fourth a cup of this oil is going to make a great, great salve or massage, and it can help a whole lot. Plus it smells good. So it's a great, great way to treat this all naturally as well. Now that leads me to the next essential oil, which is my all-time favorite essential oil. It is antibacterial, it is antimicrobial, it is antifungal, it is anti-inflammatory, it is anti-everything when it comes to diseases on the skin and speeding healing. And that's the superhero of essential oils, tea tree oil. And tea tree oil is so versatile, it's so great. It's one of my biggest things I recommend out for all sorts of issues on the skin. The great thing about this is it's easy to find, it's inexpensive. It's very important though that you make sure you get 100% tea tree oil or melaleuca oil. Make sure you get 100%. I'll put a link to ours in the video description box if you want to go and look at that, but just make sure it's 100% oil and not cut with anything else, no other oils. Now, the way you want to use this is you want to put 10 to 20 drops in your favorite shampoo and use it as an ongoing shampoo additive. I do this all the time with it. It's really, really versatile and mixes well with just about any product. Or you can mix it with a carrier oil, just like we talked about with peppermint oil, and apply it to the scalp singularly. You can also use tea tree oil to spot treat any scabs or sores or bumps that you're getting while you're having this condition. It will also help with that. It's great, great, great essential oil. Now you can treat itchy scalp with over-the-counter shampoos, and these shampoos medically reduce inflammation and sort of stop the itch so that you stop scratching your head and perpetuating the problem. Because you scratch your head, you scratch your skin, it gets more irritated, more inflamed. These products can be very, very helpful in that process. Now, the first product I'm going to tell you about is Zinc Pyrithione Shampoo. And of course it has zinc in it, just like it says. And it goes a long way to stop the itchiness and the urge to itch your scalp. So that's primarily what it does. It also helps dry up oil and kill bacteria, because zinc, again, is a very alkaline mineral. It goes in, it changes the pH of your scalp, and it makes a big difference. The issue with it is that you need to be sure you gauge your use. It can be very, very drying, the shampoo. So a lot of people do it 3 times a week, like every other day, and it works just fine for them. Some people find using it every day is not a problem. So you really have to sort of self-test with it and make sure that it's working well for you. Now, another shampoo I'll recommend to you if you're having itchy scalp is Ketoconazole Shampoo, which goes under the brand name of Nizoral most often. You can get generic brand names, and this shampoo goes a long way to reducing yeast on the scalp. It is a wide-ranging antifungal. It is not a shampoo you can use every day. It is very definitely a medicine. You can get it over the counter. It can be given by prescription. If you go to a dermatologist, this problem doesn't clear up for you, they probably will give that to you as a prescription that's stronger. You will use that per the directions. Again, it's an antifungal, so it reduces yeast growth on the scalp, which is naturally there, but in some people it kind of gets out of hand and it feeds more bacteria, and it's very irritating, and you can get inflamed scalp acne. A lot of things can go on with that. So this shampoo can be very helpful. You can find it again in drugstores. I'll put a link in the video description box for you as well. The thing to know is that you just need to follow the directions, because it is super strong. But if this is your problem, it can really make a huge difference. If yeast growth on the scalp is the thing that's causing your dandruff, your scalp acne, or itchy scalp, this is the product that will work for you. Now, for more great information on how to treat your scalp and your skin well, along with another video on how to grow out long and beautiful hair, since we're on the subject, I'm gonna put a couple of those videos right over here. And if you found today's video helpful, please do me a huge favor, like it, comment on it, share it out so others that have this problem can find the information easily. And if you haven't subscribed yet, again, please do so. Hit that little notification bell, and I'll see you over on the next one.